What's up, guys? My name is William Burnside. This is my first video. Welcome. On this video, I'm going to be sharing my testimony, which is just a story of how God has moved in my life, how He's radically transformed my life, and it's the reason why I follow Jesus, why I love Jesus, and why I think that everyone else should be following Jesus, because He is the way, the truth, and the life. I'm making this video so I can connect with you guys. I don't want to just be a face behind a screen that you don't actually know. I want to be someone that you can relate to, who you can understand, and who you can feel comfortable to reach out to. I would love to be praying for you all and just connecting with you guys. On my channel, I'm just going to be sharing prayer videos, Bible verse reading videos, and just general Christian content. Feel free to comment down below or to reach out to me on TikTok or Instagram. You can DM me. I would love to be praying for you all. That's kind of the reason why I'm doing these videos, is to be able to connect with others, to share Jesus, and to be loving on others and praying for them. I think prayer is so powerful. So yeah, let's just dive right into it. I was born in a Christian family. I was kind of raised up in that lifestyle. I had great parents who really helped me build a solid foundation of faith. Ever since I was young, I've always believed in God, but I was never really following God until like my junior year of high school. I was going to church and I was going to youth group and Bible study, but that was just kind of my parents. It was their faith, and they were kind of making me do that, making me go to those things. And I didn't really want to, but I went anyway just because my parents wanted me to, because I loved my parents. And so yeah, I ended up in church at a young age. But like I said, it wasn't until junior year of high school that I truly started following Jesus. In middle school, I was really a people pleaser. I really longed for popularity and for others' opinion of me. I wanted to please everyone that was around me. I wanted them to laugh. I wanted to be well liked, and I wanted everyone to know me. And it was not a good thing that I was seeking. Not that popularity is bad, but the love of popularity is bad. So I was obsessed with it, and I would treat others badly. I would make fun of people in the hopes that other people would think it was funny or think that I was cool or something like that. It was so stupid. But I did these things just seeking popularity, seeking other people's opinion, approval of me, and just the world's approval of me. And it didn't work. It didn't fill me with joy. It didn't actually fulfill me, but it's just something that I wanted because I thought it was important. And so this kind of continued throughout high school. In my early years of high school, freshman and sophomore year, I was still seeking people's opinion. I was a basketball player, so that's a big part of my story. I thought that, I'm a cool basketball player and I have to be liked by everyone. So I tried really hard to be liked by everyone. And then kind of underlaying all of this was me struggling with lust, which is something that I'll get into in another video, because I know a lot of people struggle with lust, a lot of guys especially. But that was something that I've struggled with for a long time, and it's been a real struggle in my life. So that was kind of underlaying all of that. And I wasn't following Jesus. I wasn't obeying Him. And that led to a lot of chaos in my life, a lot of heartbreak, and a lot of I wasn't happy. I wasn't joyful, and I wasn't fulfilled. And so my sophomore year of high school, I was playing basketball. I had played basketball all the way up till sophomore year, through middle school, freshman year. And my sophomore year was my breakthrough year of basketball. I started on my basketball team, and towards the end of the season, I was one of the best players on my basketball team. I was playing really well, the best I've ever played in my life. But at the very end of that season, right before postseason, right before we were getting ready to play our district rivals, I broke my foot. And it broke me, because I was doing so well in basketball. I was so happy because everyone was like, they were encouraging me and saying, "Oh, you're so good. We didn't think you were this good." And so I was so happy with that. And I was seeking everyone's approval, and I was getting it because I was playing well. But when I broke my ankle, all of that was gone. I was no longer playing basketball. I wasn't able to play in our district game. And we ended up losing. We ended up not making the tournament because we lost. So it broke me, and I felt guilty that I'd gotten hurt, and because it was on me. And I wasn't pleased. All of my identity was in basketball. And so when that was taken away, I was super frustrated. I was really angry. I was sad. Thankfully, I've never struggled with depression or anxiety, but I was very sad, and I was very angry. And so through this time, I was seeking others' approval. And when it was taken away, when I got hurt, all I did was like lay on the couch. I played video games, watched TV, and I was very, very angry and wasn't joyful. But then towards the beginning of my junior year, I was recuperated. I was ready to play again, and I was going at it. I was training hard, getting ready for the season. And yeah, I went into the season. I was still starting. I was still one of the better players on my team. And I still wasn't following Jesus. I was seeking the approval of the world, people's opinions, and trying to please everybody. And it wasn't fulfilling me. It wasn't leaving me any lasting joy. It just wasn't working. And so it was actually this year, my junior year of high school, that I got plugged into my youth group at my local church. My high school ministry pastor was actually the leader of my group. He was our guy, and he really just poured into us. He helped us all grow so much in our faith. And so I really became good friends with this group of guys. I connected with them, and I started learning more and more about Jesus. I'd known a little bit about him because I went to a Christian elementary school, and I kind of knew like some of the general knowledge of Christianity. I knew what the story was about. I knew the narrative, but I never truly put my faith in it. I never really believed it or understood its importance in my life today. And so I got plugged in with these guys, and it was so joyful because I'd never really had a solid friend group around me. And so it was awesome to be friends with these guys and get to connect with them every Sunday, get to get into the Word with them, learn about Jesus, and just uplift each other. And so it really changed my life because I saw, wow, this is what Christianity is really about. And I started to place my identity into that instead of into basketball. And so that really just fulfilled me. It left a lasting joy. And I learned so much about Jesus, and this kind of continued. I got into my Bible consistently every single day for the first time, and it just changed my life because I learned more of God's character. This is God's word, and he tells us about himself in it. So I learned so much about Jesus. I learned about God, and I grew closer to him. I actually grew into a relationship with him. He's a relational God, and he wants us to be in a relationship with him. He loves us, and he wants us to seek him out. So I was for the first time, I was seeking him out, and I was seeking relationship with him, and it was working. I was growing in my faith. I was praying more, and I was beginning to rely on him more and more. But throughout all of this, I was still placing basketball as my main thing. It was an idol in my life, and it was something that I was just, all of my identity was still in. I was still trying the hardest that I could to become better and better. And throughout this, I went into my senior season, and my junior year, I played well, better than my sophomore year. I'd improved. But then my senior season, my jump shot got all messed up. And before this, I was good at shooting. That was kind of what I was good at on the basketball court. But when my jump shot was broken, I couldn't shoot anymore. So I wasn't any good. I was really bad my senior year compared to the previous years. I was still decent because I'm pretty tall and I was bigger than everyone, but I couldn't shoot anymore. So I wasn't as good as I used to be. And it really hurt me because all of my identity was in that. And so when I wasn't performing well, I wasn't happy. And basketball and like placing your identity in it is it's a performance-based love, because if you perform well, you're happy and other people are happy with you, they're encouraging you. But when you play poorly, you're mad at yourself and you're not pleased, you're not satisfied. So I was playing poorly almost the whole season. And my team this year, my senior year, we were really good. We had a good group of senior guys who were all really good at basketball. 4 of us actually ended up playing in college. So we had 4 collegiate athletes on our team pretty much, and we were ready. We went into that season with the expectation of winning our region and just doing really well and going to state, and we accomplished this goal. We accomplished so much. Our team is the most winning team at our high school ever, so it was an awesome season, awesome opportunity, and we achieved all our goals. But underlying all of this was me just struggling. I just wasn't good at basketball anymore, and so my identity being in that, I wasn't happy, I wasn't joyful, and I was very angry. And my coach kind of ended up benching me because I was playing so bad. And so I was so angry at him. I was so angry at the sport of basketball, which I worked so hard for and placed all my identity into. And in this season of struggling, of being angry, I sought Jesus out for probably the first time. I really just started relying on him, getting in my word, just asking why I was going through this, why this was happening to me. And I really grew in this season because it's in our lowest seasons when we have to turn to God that we grow the most. So through these trials and tribulations, I truly began to grow in my faith even more. I began to rely on Jesus, and I realized that basketball is a fleeting thing. It's just like all of the things of this earth, it will pass away. And when we are in heaven in eternity with Jesus, none of the things on this earth will matter. And this is it's a small time we have here on earth. So there was no reason for me to be so angry. There was no reason for me to be so anxious because Jesus has already won. He's already had victory, and we are already going to heaven with him. He's defeated the enemy. So why is there any reason to be angry, to be putting my identity in these things? So then I truly place my identity in Jesus. I'm currently a freshman at Asbury University, which is a small Christian college here in Kentucky. I'm playing basketball there. And something that I've been learning this season is that I can still play basketball and I can still work hard and go at it in basketball without putting my whole identity in it. So I've really grown a lot, and my faith just has continued to grow. Asbury's a great Christian college where I've learned even more about Jesus, and I've continually been putting my faith in him. I started making these videos because the Bible tells us to go and make disciples of all nations and to tell people about our faith. And this is just an awesome opportunity to do that through these videos. So that's why I started making these videos, and I was growing in my faith, and it's been great. I love Jesus so much, and he's radically changed my life. I'm such just a more joyful person, and I'm so much more peaceful. I'm no longer angry at the world at how I was playing like my senior year, and none of that matters to me anymore. The most important thing in my life is now Jesus, and he's just changed my life, and I want to share that joy with everyone else. So if you made it to the end of this video, that is my testimony. There's some more to it, but I could be on here all day talking about it, but that is just a short part of my testimony about how God has changed my life. If you're still here, make sure to subscribe, comment, like this video, because it would really help me share the gospel with others. And yeah, thank you for watching.